Hey yo, what's going on? This is your boy Buck Krizza back in the building. Welcome to my channel, Buck Plays No Games. All one word, you heard me? Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment below. Tell a friend, man. Let me know how I'm doing in the comments. Let me know if there's anything you need help with on the beat making persuasion. Why? Because I am here to help. Yo, what are we talking about today? Man, listen. All right, there's been a video that has surfaced. I'm pretty sure this happened fairly recently, of a incident that happened that probably happens more often than we realize. And I'm thinking it does happen more often than you realize, or than I realize, because I always hear musicians, you know. All right, what kind of musicians am I talking about? Church musicians, church keyboardists, pianists, church bass players, church drummers, people on the choir. You know what I'm saying? What am I hearing? I'm always hearing about how nasty the people in church are. And when I say nasty, I mean nasty attitudes, nasty spirits. You know what I'm saying? All right, in this video that surfaced recently, again, I don't know how, on the date of the incident, I'm not sure when it happened, but I feel like it happened fairly recently, because apparently this pastor, who I don't know his name, but I'm gonna have the link in the bio. You can go check out this one video where another guy did a reaction to this incident. But I'm not sure what the pastor's name is, but he's pretty popular nowadays, apparently. He's went viral. This isn't his first time going viral. But what did he do? He embarrassed his bass player, the bass player or whatever at the time. They were apparently trying to sing. So this is one thing that kind of irks my nerves with church, or well, like, I don't know, like the down south Baptist black churches. They think they can just freestyle a song mid-service and that everybody should catch on. That kind of, I never liked that. Especially having to pick up where they're playing and stuff like, I mean, and then we're just supposed to know what they want. This is the position that the bass player was in, or basically everybody, all the bass player, the pianist, the drummer, they were just supposed to pick him up. And that's what they want you to know in church, how to pick up somebody who just wants to freestyle a song. And I think that's one of the wackest things ever. But yeah, the guy started singing, and the bass player, you know, he was, you know, all the musicians were playing, but he sang without the bass player, because, you know, the bass is like the lowest note in music. And so I guess the pastor was just hearing the bass, what the guy was doing on the bass, and he didn't like it, and he singled him out. Something's wrong with this guy, in my opinion. I feel like something's wrong with him, man. Because how he just, no, like he was about to turn into the Incredible Hulk. No, stop, you're off. I'm like, bruh. and first of all, like, yeah, he was trying to sing to where they can pick him up. Like, he was trying to sing. He seems like one of them guys who thinks that he's somebody else. He was trying to sing like John P. Key. So, overwhelm me, drown me in your glory, overwhelm me. I'm like, hold up, man. Like, man, what you talking about, bro? Man, hush that up. If I was in church, man, I'd be like, man, what? But yeah, I got beef with that. You know what I'm saying? And why? Because here's my thing. I felt for that bass player. I felt for him because I've been in that position. I played for a church over like 15 plus years ago. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? And around this time, you know what I mean? Close to 20 years ago. And around this time, I was still learning. You know what I mean? I got put on to, you know, taking piano lessons. When there weren't really piano lessons, it was just lessons on how to teach me how to play certain songs. I didn't learn music theory from this guy or whatever, but he taught me good enough to where I'd be able to play a couple songs for this church, and I would play those same songs every Sunday and try to pick up people whenever they just want to freestyle in church. Jesus, Jesus, just pop out of nowhere. I was supposed to pick that up, do, 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 or whatever. But in the beginning, I was having fun until the church that I was playing for got called to a rather big church, well-known, popular church here in, well, I don't live in Greenville, South Carolina, but yeah, I'm this particular church, I go there. It's in Greenville, South Carolina. And yeah, we went there, you know, they hit up the pastor I played for, and they wanted us to do a couple selections, you know, before the pastor of the ceremony, which was like a Women's Day thing that they were celebrating. So they had a female pastor come up, and and everybody was excited. I was excited because, you know, I'd be playing at the church. It's actually my mom's church, you know, and we went there, and, you know, I was just ready, you know, ooh, this is going to be so fun. I can't wait. So, you know, we got there, we did a couple songs, and I already knew, and again, keep in mind you, I'm still brand new around this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was maybe like 8 months in to playing for this church, the piano, the keyboard. You know, and I could already tell, like, when we started doing our selections, that people wasn't digging how I was playing. I feel like people thought I was playing too loud. I didn't know if they were like the singing the way we were singing, that they were singing, I wasn't singing, but blah blah blah, yada yada. I could already tell in the that there was a certain few that just didn't like how I played, which is okay, whatever. But stuff didn't start to hit the fan until the pastor of that night had came. Female pastor came in, you know, bopping through, you know, like she's the stuff. You know, as we're doing our selections and stuff, you know, I remember her sitting down and, you know, at the podium or whatever they call that church that's behind or that chair that's behind the podium or whatever. And I remember her looking at me as I was playing, and she would lean over and she's talking to one of her sidekicks or whatever. And who knows what she was saying. She was probably saying, hey, I don't want him to play for me while I'm up here preaching or whatever. Ain't no telling what she was saying. But long story short, I'm cut off a lot of stuff. I can make this whole entire video based off of this story, but I have so much stuff to say. But all in all, when it got time for her to preach and all that good stuff, it came to her people, let it be known that, hey, we don't want you to play. And I noticed, okay, like, again, I'm new. So, okay, so you don't want me to play. Okay, so that guy over there, because there was another person he had the organ sound going and all that. No, or piano sound going. And I had the organ sound on my keyboard at the time. And so I was just trying to back him up or whatever, because that's what I see people do. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying, because that's all I could do at the time. Boom, bam, boom. But they didn't want that. They didn't want me to help. So I was like, okay, all right, bet, boom. That's totally fine. I wasn't embarrassed right there. I was embarrassed when the pastor let it be known. She didn't single me out. She didn't point fingers or anything. But I know for a fact that she was talking about me, because everything that she said was basically, at when it was time for her to preach and like everybody settled down from the praise and the worship and all that. She let it be known that she didn't like what had just happened with me trying to help out. And there was people running around the church. She was saying stuff like, it don't take all that to praise God. And when she said, when somebody comes into your church acting like it's all about them, that's when you shut everything down. She said that multiple times, and she would turn and look dead at me. I remember I had a smile on my face, because I was like, are you serious type of thing? You know what I mean? But the more that she talked, it took her a good, 10 minutes to actually get to her sermon, because she was ranting about what had just happened and what should not be in the church. You know what I'm saying? And that whole entire 10 minutes, I just felt my spirit just get shrink, just almost like stabbed or shot. I was embarrassed. The crowd was over here. And I don't think I looked to my left the whole entire time when she was up preaching. You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point to where she wanted to say a prayer. Everybody got up, praising, worshiping. Everybody bowed their heads. And when that happened, I didn't even close my eyes. I looked at my mom in the crowd, and she knew that something was wrong, because that's my mom. She knew something was wrong. I looked at her, I was like, I'm about to go. I motioned to her, I'm about to go. I got my keyboard, wrapped up my stuff, and I was out of there. It wasn't about the fact that she embarrassed me. It wasn't just about the fact that she embarrassed me. You know what I'm saying? What hurt the most is the fact that going to church, you know what I'm saying? I went to church, and like every time I go to church, anytime anybody goes to church, nobody goes to church to fight. Nobody goes to church to look for, just immoral stuff. You don't go to church for that. People go to church to escape the pressures of the world, the hurt and the pain and the confusion of the world. People come into church to feel good, to lift their spirits. They because the world brings our spirit. There's so much in the world that brings our spirits down. We go to church to have our spirits lifted. And you got pastors like her, the one that embarrassed me, and the guy that just recently embarrassed the bass player in that video. And you got churches and pastors all over that do that kind of stuff. The pastor that I played the keyboard for, I saw her in a service get embarrassed by another pastor. She got called out in front of everybody. You're supposed to be a woman of God when you are called to do something, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I'm like, man, what is this? Some Ike and Tina Turner shit? Excuse my language. I know we're sitting here talking about church, but man, listen, why are they acting like that? That's not church-like, and that's not God-like. Nobody wants to go to church and experience that. Nobody wants to go to church and experience what I had to go through, what Homeboy, the bass player, had to go through with this pastor recently in this video, and that just surfaced. Nobody wants to. You hear so much nasty stuff about church, man, and it just makes you like, what? It's like What it's like that's the type of stuff that will make somebody not want to go to church. That's the type of stuff that will make people stop believing, if they ever believed. And if they don't believe, then that's the type of stuff that'll make somebody not want to believe. It's trash that you got people, but we're sitting here talking about pastors that's supposed to be leaders, and that's supposed to lead people to Christ, to God, to heaven, to peace, to salvation. And you sit here bringing them down in front of everybody, man. I felt for that guy, man, because I know what that stuff feels like. I know what it feels like to even talk about a situation such as mine, and to have somebody laugh in your face and be like, man, you should have known better, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Man, I felt how I felt. That was that. But, some good came out of that. What good came out of that, man? Listen, it made me a better musician. The musician I am today, a lot of that stems from that experience. It really did. And I play. I don't play like I don't care. I play with care now. You know what I'm saying? I learn with care. And you think about, so I learned some stuff. I learned how to play certain songs, gospel songs, from that one key or that one piano teacher. I learned how to play certain songs. I didn't learn music theory or anything like that. All the theory that I know, I learned on my own. And you hear about people that would downplay self-taught pianists or self-taught musicians and stuff like that. I get it. Like, you got to learn, from somebody who's more advanced than you, or get an actual teacher, have them teach you music theory and stuff like that, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You learn your theory, you know what I'm saying? But from what I got from that, I started playing how I wanted to play. It actually freed me. I think I almost think sometimes I was meant, I had to go through that. Because it did free me in a way. You know what I'm saying? As embarrassing and as harmful, because it still bugs me to this day. On a certain, I'm over it now, but just to think of it, that lady did that not only in front of everybody in that church. And I don't know the percentage of people who knew that she was talking about me, but she did that in front of my mom. You know what I'm saying? She embarrassed me in front of my mom. And it just sucks that, that type of stuff can happen. Why would you bring somebody down like that? Especially if you're a person of Christ, of the church. You're supposed to lead us into feeling better about ourselves, into feeling better about being a child of God, or whatever other definitions you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel for homeboy because I know how that feels. And, there's no police that can stop that. It's not illegal for a pastor to talk to musicians like that. That's a morale thing. But there's too much of that going on, and it's like, you want us to go to church and stuff like that. You want us to believe, but y'all acting like this. There's no wonder there's so many videos on social media of people picking at Jesus, at God, at church, at pastors, at choirs, music directors, and people in church, mocking them. It's crazy how you can get on to Instagram and just see a video, multiple videos every day of somebody just doing something just weird in church, and somebody pointing it out, and then you got all the likes, all the comments, all their shares, and they're just making fun of religion and all of this. I'm not trying to get churchy or whatever, but because I haven't been to church in a long time, I'm not where I need to be. And I'm like, that's a story with another story on the side right there. How I feel, my beliefs right now and things like that. But I believe in the higher power. I believe in a higher power. And there's nobody on earth, you know what I'm saying, that should be able to have that kind of power over another human being. Because at that moment, that guy, I mean, he was talking with authority. He was talking as if he owned that bass player. He talked with power. And that power, like that, there was almost nothing that he could do. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a shame. And only thing I pray for is that type of stuff will change sometime. But life is life be life, and people be people, and pastors be pastoring, and church be churching. But yeah. So like I said, I got the link in the bio. Let me know how you feel about that video. Let me know how you feel about all of this stuff that's going on in the church nowadays, and how pastors are treating musicians and things like that, how we should handle it as musicians, and how pastors need to just come on and just really change and get back to the old school way of doing church and just have church and not talking about going viral and all that stuff, whatever. So, this has been your boy Buck Crizzle. Buck plays no games, all one word. Yo, I got some links in the bio, man. I got EPs out, season 2. ALICIA ICE's project from last year, Untitled from 2024. I just dropped a video, Battle Every Day, with my cousin Carolina. Video here on YouTube on my channel, link in the bio. Y'all go check that out, man. We got some heat for y'all this year, man. Y'all stay tuned. One more time, this is your boy Buck Crizzle. Buck plays no games, all one word. You know what it is, man. And y'all be easy, man. And if you do go to church, pray for each other. 1, 2, peace, all that.